Hey guys, welcome back. If you're just joining me, the live has ended. You are watching a replay on an Instagram growth class. So in this live, I'm going to teach you guys everything that I know about Instagram. I want to teach you how to grow it. I want to teach you, there's Doug. I want to teach you what's successful, what are some fails that are tried and true. I want to teach you the Instagram algorithm and what is true and what is fake. I want to teach you, there's a lot of things out there that are kind of a misinformation. And I know I'm looking at myself. I need to be looking up there. It's just habit. Got your notebook ready. Here's what I want you to write down. The first part, and we're just going to jump into this. I want you guys to know, like I just said, that it's okay to feel vulnerable. It's okay to be a little worried about pulling that trigger. And that is our first lesson. I want you to feel comfortable with posting. I want you to feel comfortable, but only post what you feel comfortable with. You don't have to post things that you feel like you should. You don't have to post photos of your children, of you. For the longest time, I never posted a photo of myself because I just didn't feel comfortable. And that's okay. You want to stick with what you're comfortable with. So let's say that you're starting from the ground up. You have 0 followers. How do you get started? There are a few ways. So the first thing that you want to do with Instagram, the very first main point, is you want to be consistent. So write that down. That's your very first bullet. You want to be consistent. So when I say that, you will want to post one time in the morning and one time at night. That is the best schedule. That's the best starter way to get going. So if you have to set an alarm on your phone, or you have to set an alarm in your events calendar, or whatever it may be that you use to keep yourself organized, you want to post at least twice a day. So as I start getting into breaking these algorithm myths and showing you how to build your Instagram, you're going to think to yourself, that's a lot of work. And I have to tell you that it is. It's a lot of work to build your Instagram, but there are so many benefits, and you can actually get monetized. You can get paid for your posts if you build your audience, and especially your shopping audience. So some of you, I want to see, so answer as I ask, what are your goals for Instagram? Do you want to sell? Do you want to create content, which is like what I do? I show projects and I collaborate with different partnerships. You can also do sales. So say that you want to sell your t-shirts or your tumblers or your popsicle holders, whatever you create, whatever you make, that would be like an Instagram shop. So the main answer for you guys that are watching the playback is our patrons, our angels, they are wanting to sell. They're open for collaboration. And they just want, you guys probably just want overall exposure. So by building your market, here's another bullet point. You want to find your niche. Some people say niche. You want to be consistent with your niche. So let me show you something. You're going to go ahead, and I know things are backwards here, but this will get you through the gist of it. And you want to open up your Instagram. Let me get out of my messages. So once you are on your feed, if you tap your photo at the bottom right, and then you'll see these 3 bars up at the top right. And then you're going to see your insights. Go ahead and bring up your insights. So from here, you see your account, and you can see here are my most popular days. So last week, Sunday was my most popular day. I wouldn't have thought that if I was just having to take a blind guess, or if I was going off of what I Googled from Instagram interactions. So it tells me that the most interactions on my page, the most comments, the most shares, the most likes was on a Sunday. So then you can go over here to audience that was up at the top, and it tells you exactly, if you scroll down, I have 97% women on my page, 3% men. It tells you the age range. So from 25 to 44, I'm combining two age ranges. That's who are mostly on my page, and it tells you top locations are personalized to your account. So you can download outside apps, but really they're irrelevant. Some people like to know who's unfollowed you. I don't like to, and this is personal, like this is a personal belief. I don't like to know who personally unfollows me, or because I feel like that sets in a lot of negativity to me, because then I start wondering why. What did I do? What did I not do? Did they not like something? Was it something that I posted? Was it something that I said? So what I like to do is just go to the audience, and then it gives you a growth overall. It'll say unfollowed, like these people followed you, this is how many, and this many unfollowed you, and then it gives you a chart. To me, that's just a lot less negativity. And then it tells you the cities that you target. So New York, San Antonio, and Houston are the main cities, and it even tells you countries. So those are your main insights. Now I'm under audience. You scroll down to the bottom, it tells you the biggest peak times for your own personal Instagram account. So this is so much deeper than Googling best times to post on Instagram. It's so much personal because it's tailored to your account. Now, if you want to know what is greatest times for all of Instagram, if you want to get just some major post interaction, you can absolutely Google best times to post on Instagram, and it'll tell you the best time exactly. But say for me, on today is Tuesday, the best time for me to post is, it tells me from 9 a.m. on into the day. So a good time for me to post would be 9 in the morning and 9 at night. And that's pretty simple. I feel like that's hitting a lot of the basics. So when you get ready to post your content, 9 in the morning and 9 at night is a really good time. So you want to post. So those are your insights for Instagram. Like I said, if you wanted to get a bigger view on all of Instagram, then you can definitely Google Instagram Insights, and that will tell you what is the greatest. Moving along to our next bullet, and it's that you want to have an aesthetic feed. So what does that mean? What I like to do with my photos is I have a certain color palette that I like to follow. I like soft pinks. I like soft lilacs. I like whites and grays, and you can see everything around me is kind of to that palette. When people look at your Instagram, they're getting a quick shot of what your style is and what your vibe is, and you have, like, I think the statistic was you have 5 seconds to capture a view or to lose somebody. And that sounds like a lot of pressure, but it's not. What it is it somewhere where you would want to stay. So what I do often is I'll post something, and then I'll go and refresh my feed, and then bring it up and see, there we go, is this how I want it to look? Does that make sense? Because this is pretty much your portfolio. So if you are presenting an offer to a potential buyer, is this is your portfolio? Is this how you want to represent yourself? So one question that I've gotten is, should I separate my personal account from my business account? And the answer in all caps, all over your notes, is a huge yes. So that doesn't mean that you can't have a variation in your feed. It's great. I do Cricut, I do Tumblrs, I post pretty little things that I find, but a good place for that, if you want to share things like that, are your stories. That lets people get to know you, that lets them put a personality to the producer, and it's not permanently on your feed. Does that make sense? So in 24 hours, your stories will go away, but you can also add them to your highlights down here at the bottom. These highlights are great, and you can, these come from your stories, and then you get a chance to save them. So say that you want to do a highlight with just t-shirts. If you really like making t-shirts, then you would do a highlight with t-shirts. If you were like broken down into specific niches, so you could do t-shirts, you could do tumblers, you could do whatever you are specifically making and put that in your stories. A lot of people will shop from your stories, or if you're wanting to do content creation, they see your main highlights, and they are called highlights for a reason. They're the very peak of what you would want somebody to see. So here's why stories are so important. So say that I am following 5,000 people on Instagram. I may never see your post, and I'll tell you how to get in somebody's feed, but I may never see your post, but I'm more likely to scroll through the stories than I am to scroll through posts, because they're quick, they're fun, they're gone in 24 hours, they're ever changing, and this is usually where people show them their true selves. So you want to do your stories. Those are important. So in your stories, you can also add hashtags, and you can also target or tag companies, and they can see you from there. So the main part of that is stories are important. They also, if you use hashtags, or if you use if you mention somebody and tag them. So that's the easiest way for me to find you, is if you mention me in your stories, I also have the chance to reshare that. So say that you tagged Peachy Olive Glitters or tagged Backfist Customs in your story, they have a chance to share that, and then you're reaching a brand new audience. A lot of people, especially like single ran businesses, are really good at sharing their stories, because it's just free advertisement for them. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship. Does that make sense? The longer somebody is in your feed, so the longer that they are in your stories or on your Instagram account, the more likely you are to jump up on their news feed when they open up their Instagram app. So that is the algorithm. The algorithm is you want them to stay inside of your Instagram. So all your favorites first, because it makes sense for Instagram. The more of your favorite things that you see is the first thing when you log on. So usually when I log on, the first things that I see are the most beautiful things and the best things, the biggest highlights of the things that I've missed since I last logged on. Does that make sense? Because Instagram wants me to keep coming back. So they show me my favorite people. They show me my favorite things. They show me the hashtags that I search the most. And that way it inspires you to come back to Instagram. And that's how we have an addiction. Let me go back to hashtags. You can have 31 hashtags on your post. If you find that you've done your caption and you add in a bunch of hashtags, and your whole entire caption is gone when you post your photo, you've posted too many hashtags. You can have 31. So what I do to resolve this issue, because I have had this happen, like I'll type out this really long, heartfelt caption and then post it, have one too many hashtags, and the whole caption is gone. And I'm just like, I just bled out my heart for this whole entire post, and then the whole thing is gone. I'll do my caption, I'll publish it, then I'll go back and redo my hashtags. That way, if it turns red, it tells me I have too many. So instead of deleting my whole entire caption, it just tells me, hey, you can't do this. And so I'll mark down, I'll go through and mark out the least performing hashtags. So when you do your hashtags, remember, this is a bullet that I have. You want to make sure your hashtags represent the photo that you're posting and your account. And those are going to be like, there's billions of posts on hashtag love. But that gets people to your page. Now it's up to you to keep your aesthetically pleasing profile and make those people want to follow you or make them want to stay in your feed. Does that make sense? I'm so excited for the upcoming projects that I'm going to be showing you guys. Tag a few of your favorite crafty friends. That way, you tag people, you get exposure, you get interaction, and you get views. And then add your hashtags, and there you go. You get started. So I'm so excited to see the success that you guys will have from all of this education. I know that it's been an hour, but I hope that I've jam-packed that hour full of good knowledge for you. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to help. Good luck with your endeavors. I'm so excited to see what you guys do, and I will see you soon. All right, you guys. Thank you, and I will see you soon, and I love you all.